Hello, folks. Want to know what my thoughts are on the Monroe Pop Fest for 2019? Stick around and check out the video. To be honest, it had been 3 years since the last time I made it out to the Monroe Pop Fest. Back then, it was known as the Monroe Comic Con. And last time I was there, it was held at I believe, the Monroe Total Sports Complex. This new location to me was the MBT Expo Center. And honestly, the Expo Center was way better of a location than the last one. There was no net divider, there was more space, and there was ample parking to boot, so I had no problems with this. I thought the new place was way better and totally cool. I like the overall layout. The aisles felt spacious. There was enough walkway to get from one part of the convention to the other side. Even during high volume traffic times, I had no problem navigating the place. And I like the fact that it was all in one central location, too. I didn't have to search far to find anything, so that's certainly a plus. The Monroe Pop Fest was just filled to the brim with vendors. There was over 50 artists, publishers, and creators selling a wide variety of wares, which included art, comics, toys, memorabilia, and etc. etc. On a personal note, I would like to give a shout out to Plug Ugly for that pretty sweet Big Trouble Little China t-shirt that I bought that featured Lopan and the Three Storms. I mean, the cool thing about this shirt too is that if you run a black light over it, the colors pop. So, man, massive shout out to you, that crew. If you wanted to catch a breather outside, there was actually quite a few attractions to check outside. There was the Great Lakes Ghostbusters Coalition, the League of Enchantment, which was an excellent charity-based cosplay group, and there was the Midwest Pro Wrestling Alliance group too. And on top of that, if you wanted to sit down and get something to eat, there was quite a few food trucks outside too, with reasonably priced food, so you can't complain. There was a lot. The Midwest Pop Fest had a lot to offer, whether inside or out. There were roughly 18 media guests, which included James O'Barr, the creator of the Crow comic, Kelly Klein, a former pro wrestler for the WWE, Jason Moore, local Michigan artist, Kaylin Smith, another local Michigan artist, Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men, and quite a few. But there's three that I actually wanted to touch up on. Number one, local Michigan special effects and makeup artist Rob Miller was on hand. This year, he debuted a 12-foot Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Rob's created some cool things in the past, but I was blown away by the Demogorgon. You would have to go see it in person. I mean, taking a photo of it just doesn't do it justice. Rob's always been a cool guy. I've interviewed him in the past, and I was glad to see that he was a guest this year. Couldn't been he's one of the nicest people you will ever meet, so definitely support his stuff. 2. Michael Wayne Foster, an actor who happens to be a Monroe native. This guy is tall, jacked, and has long, flowing, golden hair. But in all seriousness, he is one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. If you're not familiar with his stuff, you'd probably find him in, I want to say, The Walking Dead. He was Red Machete. Super cool dude. When I met him 3 years ago at the Monroe Comic Con, I just happened to bump into him in the hallway, and he was like, "Hey, we got a panel going on," and I was like, "Yeah, sorry, dude, I can't make it." He's like, "No, it's totally all cool, totally cool." And I was like, "All right, cool," And then when I ran into him this year, I was watching him, and just his interactions with the fans he was just really genuine. I mean, he really wanted to take the time to talk to everyone, never pushed anyone aside, and made them feel uncomfortable so he can move on to the next person to talk to him. Just took the time with everyone. And I told him, like, dude, I totally appreciate those sort of interactions, because for me doing this for years, I've seen guests. Some are cool, some are terrible, and all that, and all of the above. And, he was touched by that, and we talked for quite a bit. And super cool dude. Hope to interview him down the road. Michael Wayne Foster, totally cool guest. 3. Amber Nash, an actress whose voice you can hear in the animated show Parker.
Actually, Joe, it's Archer, not Parker. God, why don't you learn how to pronounce things first?
Sorry, folks. That was a little slip of the tongue. Now back to the review. She seems pretty cool. I didn't get to really interact with her so much because she had quite a long line of fans who wanted to meet her. But from observing, she seemed genuinely excited to meet them, and I have to say she did a pretty cool thing. One of the cosplayers from the Michigan scene, Kiki Elise, she got who's a big Pam Poovey fan, and she cosplays as Pam often. Got to sit down and record an interview with Amber, and I just think that was pretty cool that Amber granted her the time an interview, and just hats off to Amber. Cool guest. Can't really complain. I want to give a shout out to all the cool cosplayers that I saw throughout the day. I mean, all of you folks did an excellent job and keep up the good work. There were 3 unique cosplays that I want to give a special shout out to: the Plague Doctor, the Plague Nurse, and I would have to say my personal favorite for the day was Craft Punk. I was not expecting that, and I thought it was so cool. So, all of you guys did a good job. Keep up the excellent work. Speaking of cosplay, the president of the League of Enchantment was dressed as Space Ghost going around interviewing people, just like the TV show. All of his questions were just random and didn't have any connection to anything, and they were very entertaining. Even I got interviewed, and that's a rarity for me since I'm the one who does all the interviews. So shout out to you, Seamus, for the interview. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, amazing. As I'm wrapping up this review, I wanted to make note of a very cool charity that the Monroe Pop Fest was donating to. And I'm going to have to check my notes on this one, folks, because I keep screwing up the words, so bear with me on this one. The charity for this year was the Oaks of Righteousness Homeless Shelter. I kept screwing up the word righteousness. But nonetheless, they did an art auction for it, and comic book sales from the Monroe Pop Fest's booth, the proceeds from that were donated to the shelter. So I thought that was a cool thing of them to do. And obviously you can't go wrong with charity. So hats off to the Monroe Pop Fest for doing that. So as I'm signing off, I want to give a big thanks to Gary Paulette and his crew for having me out. I had a great time at the Monroe Pop Fest, and I certainly plan on returning in the future. Just hopefully it won't take me another 3 years down to return again down the road. All right, folks, this is Joe from My Geek Scene and talking about the Monroe Pop Fest. Take it easy.